next outstanding alumnus from the class of 1960, Dick Wynn.
Dick Wynn, Adrian High School class of 1960, has left his mark on the institutions of higher learning where he has been a student or an employee. He is being recognized for his remarkable 50-year career in education. Dick's nominations have come from friends, classmates, peers, subordinates, and college presidents. He leaves a lasting and favorable impression with those he encounters on his way. Wooster College classmate George Davis mentioned that Dick was a source of practical insight, friendship, humor, loyalty, and integrity. Dick was quite an athlete, savvy as a player-coach, and smart, gifted, hardworking, and so successful in the classroom and in undergraduate research. These traits would set Dick apart from the norm throughout his career. Dick continued his graduate education with an MBA at Michigan State University in 1965 and his PhD at the University of Michigan in 1974. Simultaneously at Wooster, he was serving as instructor in economics from 65 to 71, assistant to the vice president for finance 65 to 71, and associate director of institutional research 65 to 71. At the University of Michigan, he was a research associate in the Office of Institutional Research 72 to 74. The Division of Higher Education at Michigan selected his doctoral dissertation as the most outstanding. By this time, he had managed to write 2 books, The Golden Years and The Turning Point, both addressing income and expenditure growth of 48 private 4-year liberal arts colleges. Through his research work, Dick had risen to the stature of one of the foremost authorities on finances of liberal arts colleges and was heavily recruited by prestigious colleges. His next stop was Earlham College from 1976 to 84, and then from Haverford from 1985 to 2014, serving as Chief Financial Officer at both institutions. Even with each new president, the Board of Trustees at Haverford understood the irreplaceable value that Dick brought to the college. They recognized his deep and foundational grasp of finances and human resources, his unmatched work ethics, his consummate institutional understanding, and his enlightened grasp of the value and purpose of liberal arts colleges. It is well noted by peers and subordinates that Dick highly regarded the staff across the support services at Haverford. His daily interaction with staff brought him great pleasure and helped him keep his feet on the ground. The board chair of Haverford's Finance Committee once said, "Dick Wynn looks at a stack of numbers and sees people." David Dawson, president of Earlham College, said, "Dick not only has total grasp of all the numbers, but he also brought extremely effective HR skills to his supervision of all non-faculty employees. He was an unfailing champion, especially of those employees who were far down the salary or influence scale at the college." Norman Rickard, director of the physical plant at Haverford, mentioned that Dick was the kind of manager that enables subordinates, then stood back and let them do their job. Catherine Fennell, who worked with Dick for 29 years at Haverford, tells about the scope of his accomplishments. Dick was a constant steward of Haverford's finances and operations. On his watch, our physical capital recovered from substantial deferred maintenance, our technology infrastructure was assembled, and the college financed and undertook the construction of 8 facilities, basically the entire South Campus. These contributions impacted the student experience of roughly 2/3 of our living alumni. Thomas Tritton, president of Haverford College from 1996 to 2007, offered more insight into how much he valued Dick's knowledge and style. He wrote, "Dick is possessed of such sound judgment and genuinely humane insight that I turned to him for counsel on practically every subject that presented itself. One of his most exceptional and rare qualities is the ability to balance personal loyalties to friends and colleagues with institutional prerogatives that transcend individuals. When these inherently difficult types of conflicts arise, it requires both wisdom and compassion to resolve them to optimum results. Nobody I have ever known did this better than Dick Wynn." Dick's professional resume contains impressive lists of honors and awards, publications and articles, papers and addresses, consultations and professional organization memberships. Beyond this listing, Dick's classmate George summed up Dick's achievement with these words, "Dick's legacy is marked by vision, stamina, and placing service to students, staff, faculty, fellow administrators and alumni above the normal restlessness and ever-changing administrative leadership. Dick and his wife Catherine reside in Haverford, Pennsylvania. They raise 2 children and have 5 grandchildren. He is an avid supporter of all things Haverford, including their athletic teams. Since retirement, Dick is volunteering at the Haverford College Archives, annotating and indexing financial records from the 19th century and working on a financial history of Haverford's first century, 1833 to 1933. He is an ordained elder of the Presbyterian Church, where he has served in many leadership positions.
Congratulations, Dick.
You may have noticed that most of those pictures were about my time in Adrian, not about my career. That was intentional, because I wanted to talk about how Adrian and Adrian High School prepared me for that career. Many of the recipients of this award are folks who remained in the community and strengthened it. From my era, Shelley and Steve Hickman, Doug Kapnick, and Del Cochran. Others of us moved on, but we carried with us the values that had been shaped by the teachers we had here at Adrian High School. And I hope that the 3 teachers and mentors being honored today will realize that decades from now, the efforts they are making will be remembered and appreciated, even cherished for what they have done. So let me talk a little bit about those teachers who influenced me. I can't mention all of them. But starting 5th grade at Lincoln Elementary School with Miss Haviland, the granddaughter of Aunt Laura, who taught me so much about, these are lessons that I learned from these people, who taught me about the quiet presence. The quiet presence can be very powerful, a lesson that I never learned very well. Mr. Sweet, Max Sweet's already been mentioned. Mr. Sweet, chemistry teacher extraordinaire, used to give us a quiz every week over our daily assignments. The problem was he didn't tell us which day of the week we would have that quiz. So he would appear in class on Monday morning with papers that he was going to hand out, on which we would answer 10 questions. But it might not be on Monday, and if it wasn't on Monday, it might be on Tuesday, or Wednesday, or Thursday. From Max Sweet, I learned to be prepared, at least most of the time. And then there was Miss Sherman. I hear mumblings from people who were talking to Miss Sherman, who taught senior English composition. Every Friday, we would walk into class, and there on the blackboard would be a topic for an essay that we would have an in-class writing exercise on that essay. She religiously would read all of these essays over the weekend, return them to us on Monday, often with devastating critiques. And anytime that we made a spelling error or a grammatical error, we had to, on the back of the essay, write it out 10 times correctly. From Miss Sherman, I learned such important things as the use of its as a contraction or a possessive, and also how to write fairly clear English. Another memorable mentor was Mrs. Miller, Lizzie to all of us, who I had 3 years of Latin, with whom I had 3 years of Latin. I learned the meaning of the word cognate, which served me very well on the SAT, probably raised my verbal score by 100 points. And also for the first time in her class, I came to understand the construction of the English language, though I was taking Latin. Those are teachers. I also learned a great deal from classmates, particularly from the members of my bowling team. You saw them here, those of us with the Mad magazine and What Me Worried. These people taught me the value of an Adrian High School education. Clayton was in the co-op work program. helping his single mother with family finances, but he was a valedictorian of our class and went on to be an actuary. Jimmy was the president of the Students' Council, became fluent in Chinese, and made a career in the military. John M. and Edsel attended engineering school at Michigan Tech and Purdue. John C. went to business school. 4 of these individuals were the first in their family to obtain a college degree. That would not have happened without the support and the encouragement of the teaching staff of Adrian High School. And the girls, women now, but and the girls. I learned a little bit about affection and a great deal about how to deal with rejection. Julie and Judy, community leaders, Noni and Nancy, Shirley and Sally, my 6th grade sweetheart, Karen and now Kathleen of my senior year. But also, I learned from Patricia and Priscilla, yes, Priscilla Lucing, and Bonnie, that girls could, anytime they wanted to be smarter than me on their own terms. That was an important lesson. And then there's Adrian, my hometown. I grew up in a different era. We would be shooed out of the house with orders to return at a certain time for dinner, orders we got to follow, and off we went. The Lincoln Elementary playground or Riverside Park to play baseball, and in the later years to gather wherever the girls were. The mothers in the town kind of kept an eye on us and kept us out of serious trouble. We knew all the policemen by name. P.J. Schaefer deposited me at home one day with a stern lecture and a bit of a smile on his face after he nabbed 3 of us shooting BB guns at the hubcaps of cars passing on West Maumee. It was a community where everyone knew your name. Contrast that now with living more than 30 years on the East Coast. I'm so tired of explaining where Adrian is. Somebody will hold up a hand, "Where's Adrian?" I say, "No, dummy. The thumb is on the right." And Adrian's right there. These are people who think the Atlantic Ocean is a great place to swim. On a good day, you can't see your toes in a foot of the water. And they don't quite believe when I tell them about the 11,000 plus lakes in Michigan with water so clear that you can throw a line at a fish in the shallows 30 feet away because you can see the fish. I had to convince my bride of 51 years that the drive up from the turnpike in Ohio on 109 and then M52 with the fields of corn and beans, beans and corn, which I found beautiful, were important to me. I had to convince people on the East Coast that God's country, northern Michigan, began on Route 127 north of Clare. Always I have been a Michigander and an Adrianite. So teachers, classmates, hometown, you can take the boy out of Adrian, but you'll never take the Adrian out of the boy. Thank you very much.